So, what was I going to say? Oh my gosh, okay, let me get my thoughts together. First of all, just thank you for how you played. I think it's really respectable and admirable, and I have really appreciated having you on my team, and so much so that I pulled Chris Kirkpatrick aside last night. Kind of took a little bit of a risk because I felt like I was going to show some of the cards that were in my hand. And I asked him, I said, Chris, if Carson is on the block, will you stick with the original plan to vote him out? And he couldn't tell me yes. So that's why he ended up on the block. And I talked to Shayna today, and I'm like, look, Shayna, if you're going to pull Cynthia down, I need to know how you're going to vote. I was like, because she's supposedly is part of our alliance, because I am not going to put Todd up on the block and tell him he's not going home if I can't assure that. I was like, I will not do that.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I'm going to, yeah, I'll vote for Carson. I'll vote for Carson.
Then she pulled him off.
So look, I have never felt, I don't feel like anyone in the house has felt super confident in aligning with Shayna, because from the very beginning, she's always tried to play both sides.
Yeah.
She's never been clear on who she wants to work with. And she says, I just don't feel like I was included in this group. I don't feel like I was included in that one. I'm like, well, but you never really, you tried to play both sides too much, and that's why people didn't feel strong. Like, it's like you I felt strong about. Like, Toddrick, I knew where you guys stood.
Yeah.
I never really knew where she stood.
She kind of floated around and kind of a little flighty. So
Yeah, she definitely did. And look, as a person, I like her. But in this game, I feel like she had a very strategic plan. I think she's a bigger threat than people realize. I am the obvious target.
Mm-hmm.
But she is the one that that's flying under the radar.
Yeah. By seeing her win those 2 games, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
And that, and that's the thing. And I just know that, see, I watch people for a while and see how they react and what they do. And everyone thinks you're the biggest threat, but it's like, you're a threat, but you ain't the biggest threat. There's some threats around here that people are walking around.
I mean, at least I'm playing an honest game.
Yes. And that's what I worried about. When she pulled Carson, I was like, I thought she would save Cynthia.
Yeah.
And not pull Carson off. And I was like, okay.